Have you guys heard about that interview where Elon Musk says saving for retirement might become irrelevant? So it got me thinking about the future of work. Honestly, I don't think we're asking the right questions. Because most of human history, if you didn't work, you didn't eat. Work wasn't about passion or fulfillment. It was about survival. And for most people, unfortunately, it still is about survival, which is unfortunate or unlucky, rather. But we are entering a time where machines are producing more than humans are. And that changes everything. So the real question becomes, what happens to us when work no longer is required to survive? Which, to be honest, work should not be about survival. It should be about alignment. AI isn't just replacing factory jobs, it's replacing thinking jobs. And in fact, I think the blue collar jobs are the last to go. Someone said we should all be plumbers, and I think it would buy us more time. AI will take jobs like writing, like design, like decision making and research. Decision making, imagine, in health, in politics, in law, in policy. This model we were raised with of study, get a good job, and then retire is slowly breaking down. We're hearing conversations about universal basic income, stipends, and even corporate allowances. And when someone like Elon Musk says saving for retirement might become irrelevant, he's pointing to a shift away from scarcity-based economics. Here's the thing, provision without purpose creates a different kind of crisis. It creates an identity crisis. AI creates abundance in productivity and in information, but scarcity doesn't disappear. It just moves. Work should never be about survival. It should be about alignment. AI isn't just replacing jobs. It is replacing thinking jobs. To be honest, I think the blue-collar jobs are the last to go. I remember someone saying we should all be plumbers. And I think they're right, because it would buy us more time. AI is going to take jobs like writing, like design, like decision making, and imagine in healthcare, in tech, in law, in policy making, in research. So the model that we were raised with of study, work, and then retire is slowly breaking down. What becomes scarce is meaning, it's discernment, it's which I personally have had to grapple with. I've had to reel myself in from asking AI every possible question because it can take away from your thinking capabilities. When you outsource every brainstorming discussion with AI and it basically tells you what to do from A to Z, your reasoning capabilities are going to erode. And I've had to really reel myself in so that I don't lose that. What becomes scarce is also meaning. It's also belonging. AI can tell you what is most likely to happen, but it can't tell you why that matters. It can automate, it can optimize, but it doesn't understand certain human complexity. It doesn't understand nuance. And that's where human intelligence, I think, becomes irreplaceable. Human intelligence isn't just IQ. It's emotional awareness, it's context, it's nuance, it's the ability to understand complexity. And there's also spiritual intelligence, which I think people are not speaking enough about. Spiritual intelligence helps us understand what should be done. The scripture of the sons of Issachar comes to mind. I'll put the scripture up here. And in a world where machines do more, humans have to become more human and become more spiritual, because we are more spiritual than we are physical. For generations, work gave us structure. It gave us routine. It gave us identity. It gave us social connection. Some of us, it gave us egos. But if work stops being the center of life, something else has to take its place. And I think community is the thing that should take its place. We're already seeing it in creator communities. We're seeing it in like mom communities, in faith communities, in churches, in running clubs. In the future, your network might become more important than your net worth. Isolation might really become the real poverty. So we might have, or we might all have to retire early. My dad has been retired for about 2 years, and the more I think about this, the more I start to understand why he struggled so much, especially for the last 2 years. It's starting to make sense what happens when you take away a third space. So most people have 3 spaces. That's work, it's home, it's church. You take away work, you take away, church, and a lot of people don't even have church. Then you just have home, and then what do you do with yourself? Which is where community comes in. And another aspect I think we haven't really spoken about or thought about is this shift really matters deeply for women. Even in a world of abundance or getting, stipend and the sort, women can't outsource financial literacy to the system. Financial freedom doesn't mean hustling harder. No. It means ownership. It means skills. It means time. It means ideas. It means communities. Jobs can disappear, and ownership is forever. So especially for mothers, AI might free up time, which I am so excited for mothers in that aspect, because for a long time we've had to choose between careers. We've had to choose between survival and taking care of our kids. And I understand that not everyone wants to be a mom, but I think the ones who are becoming moms really we don't need to be put in that position. It's a really tough position to be put in. So why am I saying all this? What should we do with it? And how do we prepare for this AI era? Not with panic, not with hustle culture, no, but with intention, I think. I think we build thinking capital. I think we build relational capital, making friends. And I think for a lot of us, especially in our 30s, or especially if you're an introvert and there's a lot of moving parts in your life, it can become very difficult. But this is a time to hone in and lock in and remember what it means to make new friends and new connections. I think it also means having a spiritual resilience, identity over productivity. This is the time to lock into your identity and find out who you really are. I personally have found that getting closer to God is getting closer to who I am as a person, as an individual. Journaling, I have found a pattern and loops in journaling, and it has helped me identify patterns. The other day I was reading my journal and I saw that what I struggled with in 2020 is the same thing I'm struggling with late 2025, and it gave me a fright, and I'm literally making efforts or being intentional about not carrying those things over into 2026. So I think journaling is a big one. The future of work isn't about humans competing with machines. I think it's about humans remembering who they are. when survival is no longer the main question. AI may take, it's about humans remembering who they are when survival no longer is the main question. AI may take jobs, but it can't take calling. So the real question then becomes, who do you really become when you no longer have to work to survive? So these are the questions I leave you with. I hope you come back tomorrow for another rant or for another video diary. I hope you're enjoying this. Please press subscribe, and if you don't want to subscribe, that's okay, because the early stages of 100 videos, and at the moment it's still pretty garbage, so I understand. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.